Research in Africa, one of the premier research institutions in our continent, as well as the Organization of African Union, OAU, as it then was, in various capacities, including as a CEO of the International Panel of Eminent Personalities between 1998 and 2000. He was a founding director of boards of Muhuri and Katiba Institute in Kenya. Russian Wara was an incredible writer who sadly passed away this week from a battle with cancer. Her words, printed and written every week in different publications, both home and abroad, left a lasting impression, speaking truth to the heart. Whatever the subject, Russian questioned and demanded accountability. She was one of a kind, and compromising and apologetic in Kenyan. Yesterday evening, we learned of the passing on of senior counsel, our sister Judith Ongori. Ongori was an accomplished and celebrated family and human rights lawyer in Kenya. The region, in Kenya, the region and the international stage. Gender equality and equity were her forte. She took on many cases pro bono and contributed to the intellectual input in the constitutional making process. I know the senior bar council have been on this, led by the chairman of senior bar council, Fred Ojambo. And a lot is going in that space in celebrating the life of our sister senior counsel Judith Ongori. In their honor, let us have a minute silence. January the 12th, Public Service Cabinet Secretary Justin Muturi, in a standing during a press conference, outlined in shocking detail the harrowing tale of his son, Leslie Muturi's abduction on June the 22nd, 2024, while in the company of Embakasi West MP Honorable Makwiny and driver Marangui Manyora. Honorable Muturi, who was serving as the Attorney General of the Republic of Kenya at the time of his son's abduction, said that he had been waiting for answers for the last 6 months as to why his son was abducted. What should be of concern to any law-abiding citizen is that Honorable Muturi, as Attorney General of the Republic of Kenya, sat on the National Security Council, the top security organ in the country. Honorable Muturi has been seeking answers for the past 6 months, and they have not been forthcoming to someone so senior in the Kenya Kwanza regime. So senior should be a matter of grave concern to all of us. Following Honorable Muturi's statement, the Director of Criminal Investigations, Mr. Amin, invited the Cabinet Secretary to record a statement. If the idea was to cower Honorable Muturi into silence, they picked on the wrong man. If the bombshell of the Sunday statement was not enough, Honorable Muturi's signed statement clearly and squarely pointed the blame at the main culprit behind the inhuman abductions. A man who joked, made light of the abductions and Gen Z's demonstrations, a man who placed one phone call inside of the State House Nairobi Pavilion to the National Intelligence Service Director General, Nuruddin Haji, and had Leslie Muturi released within an hour. That man, as you have previously stated, is President William Ruto. Fellow Kenyans, the revelations by Secretary Muturi on the identity of the Commander-in-Chief of the abduction squads is quite telling. If the Attorney General of the Republic of Kenya cannot get answers to the whereabouts of his son, who can? If the Attorney General cannot get his phone calls answered by junior staff, such as the DG of NIS, of the DCI Director, who can? If the then Interior Cabinet Secretary, Professor Kithure Kindiki, and PS Raymond Omolo are furnished with lies by their juniors. What is the state of the Kenya Kwanza regime? Fellow Kenyans, the Kenya Kwanza regime has established command and control structures outside of the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya, carrying out illegal and criminal activities against Kenyans. We have actually since established that some headquarters of this abduction squad was somewhere near Ruaraka. As we have previously stated, William Ruto is a commander-in-chief of the abduction squads. This has been clearly demonstrated by his own public pronouncements on the abductions, as well as those of his conceited cronies in government. Kenyans and the international community should read between the lines. Mr. Ruto and his lieutenants' chest thumping over 2 weeks ago in Bungoma was not only a gross violation of Mr. Ruto's oath of office, it also bore all the hallmarks of a dictatorship and a crude attempt to instill fear in Kenyans by subduing them into silence. Mr. Ruto's dictatorship, which now kidnaps and tortures people in underground prisons, must be considered as a renegade criminal enterprise. And this in accordance with the ICC's Rome Statute. And for the avoidance of doubt, the Director General of NSIS could not be held responsible alone. The ICC statute talks about the person bearing the highest responsibility. And that is not Nuruddin Haji, that is William Samoei Arap Ruto.